welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey and today I'm coming to you with a Wicked reading vlog. No one moves the Wicked baker. So I filmed this vlog almost 2 months ago because I was trying to film it around the time that the Wicked movie was coming out for rent on streaming services. And if you can hear in the background that noise, that is my child who came into the world a week early, so I wasn't able to finish this vlog in time to post it before. If you watched my previous video to this one, I just announced that I'm coming back. I had some goals, and then this is the reading vlog that I filmed before I gave birth. So in this vlog, you will see me read Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West by Gregory Maguire. I went into this really knowing nothing. I never saw The Wizard of Oz. I read The Wizard of Oz a couple of years ago. Didn't really enjoy it. I never watched the Wicked musical. I know the song Popular because I like Kristen Chenoweth, and like I know of Wicked like as a concept, but I just had no idea what it was like actually about. This book, which is not written by the author of The Wizard of Oz, which shocks me, Gregory Maguire kind of takes what happened in The Wizard of Oz and gives the Wicked Witch a backstory. This is really discussing how the Wicked Witch became friends with Glinda, where they met, where they went to school, and then her life leading up to when they meet Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. So I will take you back to Kelsey 2 months ago, and I'll see you back here at the end.
Several months
Earlier. Hey, fine, I'll read Wicked. I know this is coming a little bit delayed. I'm starting this vlog when the Wicked hype is huge, but I will be delivering a baby anytime soon. And so I don't know when this vlog is actually going to go up, but I do hope that I can get it at least in January. I actually think I'm going to really enjoy this book, but I've also heard that it's really weird. And it's weirder than the movie, and that's what I'm here for. I love weird things. Now, I could be biting my tongue here, and I could come to you and say this is way too weird for me, but I have given 5 stars to some pretty questionable books. So I'm definitely going to start this soon and see how I feel, and I'll probably come back to you after like 50 to 100 pages. Hello, so I have gotten 100 pages into Wicked by Gregory Maguire so far, and I have to say I am enjoying it. I did not really love The Wizard of Oz when I had read it a couple of years ago. I think it's mostly because I just didn't get it, or like I don't have the nostalgia for The Wizard of Oz. I've never watched the movie, and I've also never seen the Wicked musical. So for me, this is all new. What I know of the Wicked musical is what I'm seeing on TikTok. That's it. So like I know the spoilers. So we are currently in the second part. So the first part is in Munchkin Land, and it mostly talks about Elphaba's growing up, about her father and her mother, who is very promiscuous, I must say. And I didn't really expect that, but I knew going in that it was going to be weird. So we're just learning about how even though Ozland is this like weird place, Elphaba being green is too weird. She's too weird, and they don't know really what's wrong with her or like how to raise her, and so she's sort of there chilling with her parents. In the second part of the book, we meet Glinda. We are now at Shiz. So I don't know if it's a university. I know Shiz is a university in the movie, at least. Oh yeah, it is Shiz University. Okay, so they are older, and we get the gist of Glinda's personality. She is like a rich, or at least privileged, girl who is coming to the school in order to learn, and she is paired up, to her dismay, with Elphaba in the room. Although this part isn't necessarily focusing on Elphaba, you can see how much Elphaba has grown. In the first part, Elphaba is just biting people and she's not necessarily treated or seen as a person by her parents until, from what I gather, they went to go live with the Quadlings in Quadling County. I don't know if this is on purpose, but at least the audiobook narrator made it sound like the Quadlings are the native people of Oz, because he gave one of the characters an accent. So that made me feel a bit weird, but I'm wondering if that was intentional because they would be what is equivalent to Native individuals here. So if someone who's more knowledgeable about Wicked can let me know that. So we can see that living there has sparked a greater knowledge in Elphaba, and she's a lot smarter than she's like letting on. And now the main points of tension in part 2, we have the underlying tension between Galinda and Elphaba. Galinda doesn't want to be her friend because she thinks Elphaba is a freak because she's green. Elphaba is trying to bond with Galinda, but mostly just because they share a room together, and not necessarily, I think, because Galinda and Elphaba get along. But Elphaba sees how intelligent Galinda is. It's just that Galinda is pushing her away in order to be popular. Then we also have this lining issue of animal rights in the book. And so there are, from what I understand, like regular animals. Then there are animals. These are the ones that are like sentient and are able to communicate and speak with the humans and like sort of be in the same world as the humans. And one of their teachers is an animal, and he's a goat with a capital G. And we are seeing that the Wizard of Oz is trying to take away these animals' rights. So that's another underlying issue. And now we've just met Boq, who is Ethan Slater's character in the movie, and he is a Munchkin from Munchkinland, so he remembers Elphaba from childhood, but that's all I know so far about Boq's personality. I think from what I gather from the trailers and stuff, like he falls in love with Galinda. That is my update. Tonight I'm going to my friend's house, so I'm not going to be reading. I'll try to remember to film vlog footage, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, so I could really pop at any day now. My back has been hurting, and I'm taking that as a sign as it is approaching. He's a coming. Well, I'm not another 100 pages into Wicked. I am at page 142, and I just wanted to get my ideas out about the political implications of this book because I actually think it's really, really interesting. So obviously we know that Elphaba is green, and it is a clear symbolism for racism and judgment in the communities based on her color, and she doesn't get the same opportunities. She's not treated as an equal, and obviously we see that directly with her relationship with Glinda. What I am really enjoying is that during Boq's part, we are learning about both him and Elphaba working together to help Dr. what's his name? Dillamond. So they are both helping Dr. Dillamond discuss and research why animals with a capital A are being judged and why they are losing their rights as people in Oz, and why on earth the Wizard of Oz, who is the leader, would want to do that, the political implications of this. It's very, very fascinating. Without going into spoilers, something tragic happens, and so I'm excited to see the repercussions for this, because obviously Elphaba is directly affected by this, because as she is green, she is just as different from others as the animals are to the humans. And then Boq, as a Munchkinlander, is physically different from others as well. So that's the more political discussions that are happening in the book, and I absolutely love that. I think it's probably the most fascinating aspect about this book. I didn't expect it to really be an allegory for societal racism, but here we are. And then in regards to the plot, Nessa Rose, which is Elphaba's younger sister, has just started at Shiz now, and Glinda and Elphaba are closer friends than they were at the beginning of the novel. So Glinda's starting to realize these people that she was spending her time with are not really worth it. They're more classist than Glinda, I think, wants to be now that she's matured a bit more. And seeing how her Amma and Dr. Dillamond have been affected by the goings on of not only their positions at Shiz, but also their political positions in society, obviously. I think this has been a really interesting thing. I know who Nessa Rose becomes, if it's the same as the musical, so I'm interested to see how that develops, but I'm enjoying Wicked way more than I thought I was, and so I'm really here for it. I'm going to continue listening to this today. I'll update you when I can, but yeah, every day now is up in the air as to whether or not I'm going into labor, so... Hello, I wanted to give a little update that I did give birth. I have my little baby here, and I do want to continue this vlog. So I did get to page 178 of Wicked. It's over there, and because I'm already holding my child, I'm not going to lean forward to get it. Please ignore my eye bags. Thanks. So far, I'm obviously really enjoying it. I love and am surprised by the discussions that are happening in Wicked. I didn't expect the discussions to be so tackling of racism and societal divisions in Oz. So I think that that's been really interesting, and I love how not only Elphaba is a discussion of that, but how there is this very clear class division within Oz. Most of it is being used through the like animals with a capital A and how they are treated by society and by Oz himself. Where I'm at in the book right now, Elphaba and Glinda and Nessa Rose have been assigned different areas of Oz to take control of, which I guess is how they become the different witches of the West, East, and whatever. Elphaba is obviously not agreeing with this. She doesn't want to really take part in it. And you can see that by Elphaba's personality just in general in the book, but also as an outlier and as an outcast in society before Glinda was able to accept her. So yeah, enjoying it. I'm going to continue it now, possibly. And I will see you later. I don't know if we will see you later. Okay, bye. Hello, so please ignore the pumping noise from my breast pump. She's a mother, she breastfeeds. Today is December 30th, so I have exactly 2 days to finish Wicked before the year ends, and I have less than 50 pages left, so I'll definitely be finishing it in the next hour. Maybe I'll be able to watch Wicked, the musical, since it'll be on streaming services tomorrow, so maybe I will watch that and we can add that as like a slight commentary, although I don't know if my partner is going to want to watch Wicked. He doesn't really like musicals. I just wanted to give a quick update to say that my goal is to finish it today, preferably within the next 2 days, and then come to you with some sort of wrap up. Welcome to the end of the vlog. Let's get into my final thoughts. As you can clearly tell by the vlog itself, I really enjoyed this one. But let's get into my thoughts on the Wicked movie, which I absolutely adored. I'm one of those people that is singing Wicked songs all the time. I am not a theater nerd, but I am a musical movie lover, so I was bound to enjoy this a lot, especially considering how surprised I was by the Wicked book. Like, if I was recording end of year content, like best books, worst books, most surprising books, Wicked would definitely be on my most surprising, because I didn't expect to go into this not just liking it, like I figured I would like it, but loving it is the surprise for me. The movie and the book are slightly different, so I do enjoy them for those differences. The movie is really focusing on the friendship of Glinda and Elphaba, and you're still getting these glimpses into them dismantling a sort of tyrannical society, or at least a society run by this like facade dictator. I do believe the more political stuff is going to come in the part of the movie series. Just because this book was really opening up those quandaries and opening up these problems, and we really only get Elphaba diving into the misgivings of what's going on really at the end. She still believes in the wizard and in Madame Morrible at the end of the movie, but within the book she's sort of this like recluse kind of earlier on. So the movie, I watched it twice since the beginning of January, so you could definitely say that I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. I'm gonna get into Letterboxd this year, partly because I really enjoyed Wicked and I wanted to come up with like a funny little Letterboxd review, and I think I'm going to watch more movies on my maternity leave. But anyways, let's talk about my final feelings for the book itself. So if it wasn't clear, I almost gave this a 5 stars. I have a little bit of a qualm, but I gave this 4.5 stars. If I wasn't slightly disturbed by some of the more interesting language and moments in the book, I feel like I would have given this 5 stars, because aside from that, I absolutely loved everything in this book. Like I said, it's definitely the book that really surprised me in my 2024, and maybe my overall appreciation for the book and my overall like love for the book comes from being so surprised and how little I honestly truly expected to like this book. Don't ask me why I didn't expect to love this. It could be just because I'm like a pretentious little hipster and this is like a pretty popular theater production, and sometimes I self-sabotage by pushing away aspects of culture that everybody likes. But what I love the most about Maguire's imagining of Oz is how realistic it portrays real world issues within this fantasy world. And it could be because we are in a very tumultuous time in the world politically across countries, continents. I think this is a book that I just needed to read in this moment. There's an obvious discussion of racism and prejudice experienced by Elphaba, but there's also this contextualization of oppression and classism tied to the experiences of the animals as well, and animals is capitalized, and that's pretty important in the book. The world of Oz fittingly experiences an oligarch takeover and the rule of an overarching overlord with the wizard, which felt very timely, very scarily timely to our current situation. I loved each individual character in this book in their own way and what they represented to the overall themes. Like, I could really write, I think, an entire essay on this book, and like a thesis almost. Glinda's point in the novel, Elphaba's obviously, Box even. Each of them felt like real people with their own individual flaws, yet these charming aspects that made them enjoyable to read as well. Overall, like usual things I tend to enjoy in books, I like that this was a twist on a regular fairy tale, a villain origin story, if you will. It provided so much more to its readers rather than like an empty prequel that sometimes prequels feel like, and actually made me excited to read more books from Gregory Maguire in this series and watch the new movie, which I ended up doing. So it was an incredible experience. I'm so happy. Like I said, I gave this 4.5 stars. In my mind, it's a 5 stars, but I know that there are some like more problematic like language and aspects used in this book, so I don't want to like fully give it a 5 stars, but I really, really, really enjoyed this overall. And I think if you can get past the more like weird stuff, you will find this amazing narrative on dictatorships, on racism, on classism in society, and I just think that it's worth the read, especially right now. Not to get on my soapbox all the time, but like, and that's it. That's the end of the vlog. Please let me know down below if you've either read Wicked. What did you think about it? Did you watch the movie? Did you like it? Are you obsessed with it? Let me know down below. And if you would like to follow me on any of my other social medias, I do leave a link down below to my Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram if you would like to follow me there. So far, they are still active, but with the impending doom of billionaires controlling each and everything we see every day, getting closer to the end, I might not have those anymore, but follow me while they're still there. And if you would like to support this channel, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. It does wonders for my channel, makes me feel really good. And that's it. I never know how to end these things, so I will see you next time. Okay, bye!